Welcome to the Port of Port Hedland, the world's largest bulk export port by tonnage, with exports including iron ore, lithium and salt. Pilbara Ports is the largest bulk export port authority, encompassing the operating ports of Ashburton, Dampier, Port Hedland, Varanus Island and future port sites. This video will focus on the Port of Port Hedland and take you through the process of arrival and departure from the port. The Port of Port Hedland is located on the traditional lands of the Kariyara peoples. Pilbara Ports acknowledges the traditional owners of the land and waters in which we operate and pay our respects to elders past and present. Port Hedland is a coastal town in the Pilbara region of Western Australia. Situated 1,600 kilometres by road from Perth, the port has a single entry channel, which extends for approximately 22 nautical miles and is impacted by a 7.4 metre tidal swing, with 19 operational berths and an average of over 3,300 vessel visits per year. Safety is a #1 priority for Pilbara Ports. Before arrival to the Port of Port Hedland, the ship's master must review all recent local marine notices and marine safety bulletins issued by Pilbara Ports. Upon arrival, the vessel is required to call Vessel Traffic Services, or VTS, to guide the vessel on where to anchor. The first call needs to be made 2 hours before reaching the first reporting point on Channel 12 or 16. The second call needs to be made 10 nautical miles before first reporting point. The ship's master must make a VHF call to the VTS team on Channel 12. This allows VTS to coordinate traffic and provide instructions. The vessel must declare any machinery defects or any navigational equipment malfunction. The VTS team will then advise the ship's master on where to drop the anchor, depending on the Echo 2, Echo 3 clearance and berthing prospects. Under keel clearance, required for all ships passing Echo 2, Echo 3, is 2.5 metres. When the berth is available, the VTS team will instruct the vessel to prepare for the marine pilot's arrival. VTS will also advise the vessel for Echo 2, Echo 3 clearance, according to the UKC. Before departing for the port, the marine pilots conduct passage planning for the vessels, as well as check their equipment to conduct tests on board. Before entering the port, the vessel must prepare for the arrival of the marine pilot. This includes safety checks and ensuring all crew are ready for boarding procedures, making sure the fire party is ready, fire hoses are fully pressurised, and all items on deck are secure before the arrival of the helicopter. The pilot boarding arrangements could be done in 2 ways: pilot ladder or via helicopter as per VTS's instructions. The pilot ladder must be rigged for a freeboard of 9 metres or less, with stanchions in place. Man ropes must be rigged and have a minimum diameter of 28 millimetres and a maximum diameter of 32 millimetres. A minimum of 6 metres of unobstructed ship side and a height of 2 metres above the waterline is required by the pilot boat. All steps must rest firmly against the ship's side. Handhold stanchions must be securely fixed to the deck at all times. A responsible officer must remain in contact with the bridge during this time. These handholds must be a minimum of 70 centimetres and a maximum of 80 centimetre width apart. The bulwark and pilot ladder must be secured to strong points on the deck, and a life buoy equipped with a self-igniting light must be available. When combinations arrangements are needed for ships with a freeboard greater than 9 metres, the pilot ladder must extend at least 2 metres above the lower platform. The ladder must be firmly attached to the ship's side and remain 1.5 metres above accommodation platform. Heaving lines must always be kept in good condition. The helicopter will confirm its ETA to the vessel. One of our experienced marine pilots will depart the port for the vessel. The vessel must not pass the pilot boarding ground until the marine pilot is safely on board. The marine pilot will be listening on Channel 8 for helicopter landing instructions. The marine pilot also will be communicating with the ship's master on Channel 8 and asking a number of questions during this procedure, including: is your fire and rescue party ready? Is the hatch clear for landing? What is the hatch number? Do we have master's permission to land? The marine pilot arrives on board, received with duty officer and guided to the ship's bridge, where the marine pilot will set up their equipment and conduct the master pilot exchange. Marine pilots conduct series of checks to ensure the vessel critical machinery and equipment is fully operational. The master pilot exchange consists of passage planning, engine test, rudder indicator test, guidance on tug positions, all navigation equipment test, emergency steering test. A competent standby person must be present in the steering room from the time the vessel enters the Port Hedland shipping channel until the vessel is alongside the berth. Entries include Beacon 1516, Beacon 26 entry, and Beacon 3031 entry. The first tug at centre lead aft is to be fast before the vessel is entering channel. The marine pilot will direct the ship's master into the port while also communicating with the tugs to ensure a smooth arrival through the shipping channel. The ship's master is to ensure the safety of the crew, standing well clear from the snapback zones. These tugs play a crucial role in guiding the vessel into position. VTS is manned 24/7. During emergencies, VTS can be reached on Channel 12 or 16. The vessel's crew is also requested to monitor Channel 12 at all times. The marine pilot will advise the vessel about the mooring configurations and first line. The marine pilot will coordinate with the terminal and mooring crew as the vessel moves into the port. The mooring lines are lowered into the mooring boat. The crew has to manoeuvre safely when performing these actions. When the ship is alongside, the berth and mooring lines have to be passed in a safe manner. Again, crew have to be well clear from the snapback zones. No chafe protection is to be used in Port Hedland. Once the vessel is all fast, there needs to be continuous monitoring conscious of snapback zones of mooring lines forward and aft. The ship will be impacted by a 7.4 metre tidal swing. In case of mooring line failure, the master is to call VTS on Channel 12. Departure is the time for pilot boarding arrangements. After the loading is complete, the marine pilot will board the vessel from seaside, and the gangway is to be prepared 2 metres above the water level. The marine pilot conducts the master pilot exchange similar to the arrival, consisting of passage planning to Charlie 1, engine test, rudder indicator test, all navigation equipment test. A competent standby person must be present in the steering gear room from the time all mooring lines are released until the vessel has passed Beacon Charlie 1 and clear the shipping channel. This competent person should be well trained and proficient in emergency steering procedures, including switching to local emergency steering mode and maintaining a clear direct communication link with the vessel's bridge and changing the rudder angle as per directions from the bridge. Be capable of identifying and communicating the rudder's actual position to the bridge when requested. Remain stationed in the steering gear room until officially dismissed by the marine pilot. Once all the tests have been conducted and passed, the vessel is safe to depart. The marine pilot will coordinate the 4 tugs to assist the vessel depart the port. Mooring operations are to be conducted in a safe manner, and the crew is to stay well clear from the snapback zones. The channel is 183 metres wide and 14.8 metres deep at its narrowest point. First tug is to be cast off at Hunt Point. There is information in the Port Hedland channel about its 6 zones. Each zone has its own tailored strategy. As the vessel passes Beacon 3031, the tug configuration is changed, and once it passes Beacon 1516, tugs are to be released. At this point, the vessel will proceed to Charlie 1 to finalise the outbound passage through the channel. The marine pilot informs the ship's master on the helicopter's ETA, and the required preparations take place, including fire party being ready, fire lines being pressurised, and everything to be secured on deck before arrival of the helicopter. As the helicopter approaches the vessel, the marine pilot will then provide final advice and leave the bridge accompanied with a duty officer to the deck. and then to the helicopter to leave the vessel. An alternate way of departing the vessel is through seaside. The pilot boat prepares for the arrival of the marine pilots and takes position underneath the pilot ladder. The vessel crew must secure the pilot ladder with utmost safety. Once the ladder is ready, the pilot descends from the vessel onto the pilot boat, leaving the vessel to make its voyage out of the port. This is the end of the Pilbara Ports marine safety video. Thank you for visiting the Port of Port Hedland. Have a good voyage.